Let's go. Let's go. What's up, my good people?
What's good? What's good?
What's going on?
Everybody, you got myself, Iliyaas. You got BJ Brian Warren. You got Big C Cordell Crawford, and you got the Fishbowl crew. So this is what I want to do before we jump into what we do best, and that's debate about sports. I want to ask, what was the first moment, or what got you into sports?
What? Into sports
What got you to be a sports fanatic?
Question. Huh?
Let me chime in and
Yeah.
a lot of people in Cleveland might not like this, but however, you asked the question, so I'll
Right.
throw the first grenade out there.
Let's go.
I remember I had to have been maybe 7 or 8. Don't know off the hand, but for Christmas, my father bought me. I've probably been younger than that. I don't know, but my father bought me, and B, you can probably remember this. Yeah, you can hold that Browns t-shirt down. But my father bought me a remember they had a team in a box where it came with a helmet, a jersey. I think it came with some pads, and it probably came with some little shoulder pads or whatever, some pants and some shoulder pads. But unfortunately, the team was Dallas. Yeah, man. So, but I definitely remember that throwing the ball around in the backyard with pops in the Dallas gear. So I'm thinking that might have jump started everything for me, man. So hey, big up Cowboys. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
DJ, you got one?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good one, Big C. But got me into sports in general, I would probably have to say it's a two-way tie between me coming up playing baseball and, unfortunately, as a kid, it was them damn Steelers. See, because as a kid, I hated Dallas, and I liked the Steelers because I hated Dallas, and it was one of the two. You either love Dallas, or you love the Steelers.
So it comes out now that B hated
Steelers.
It comes out
back to all Cleveland sports.
B.
But as a little kid, I kind of like the Steelers.
Oh man, the blasphemy! I'm going to call T-Press, the net. I'm calling all of them. The blasphemy.
You are a Steeler fan.
I'm not a Steeler fan. Listen, you only had like 3 channels back then, and only thing you could watch was Dallas, and they probably, if it wasn't Cleveland playing, it was the Steelers. That was it. Maybe Miami.
Man,
that's all we had. We didn't have 15 different channels.
We'll let you slide.
15 different channels, I should say.
We'll give you a reprieve.
I know, right?
What actually got me into sports was it was crazy. It was so the year the Browns came back in '99. My grandfather was on it. He was on the couch, like he was on time for that first preseason game back when they came back in '99, and I was on the couch right next to him. And we didn't have the Browns before that till they came back. So I'm just sitting there, and he was telling me about the Browns, how they came back, and the Art Modell situation. I wasn't really bringing in that information. I was probably like 8 or 9.
Right.
But from that first time watching that game, I was watching the Browns there from that point on, especially going to church with them every Sunday. So that was what was on TV, the Browns game. So that's what got me.
That's perfect.
So shout out to Granddad.
Perfect. You're absolutely right. Perfect.
All right, fellas. Now that we a little history lesson of sorts. Let's get into it. My question is, did Baker once again prove he can lead this team without OBJ? Big C, we gonna kick it off with you.
All right. So let me start by saying it was a great win. Anytime we can get a divisional win, it's good. But answering the question, I don't think it's Baker could always win without Odell. That's been proven by the numbers. But if we look inside the numbers, I don't even think it's about. I don't think that Cincinnati game was about Baker per se. We can go to the numbers. Baker was 14 for 21, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sounds legit. And there's nothing wrong with those numbers. And thank God Stefanski called a good game. He only let Baker throw the ball 21 times. Thank God. I think we probably toted the ball maybe 23, give or take. I'm not sure offhand. But if you take away that 60-yard touchdown pass, Baker's numbers are just what they are. So can Baker carry us? Absolutely. It's not a matter of him trying to win us the game. And I don't want to throw the phrase out there, manage it, but essentially that's what he did. He managed the game. And if we're going to go on anything regarding that game, we have to give kudos up to the defense. You're talking 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery. So the defense came to play. And, whenever Cleveland gets out ahead, we're a hard team to beat because we can run the ball, time of possession we can control. We can move methodically down the field, keep their defense on the field, keep their offense off. So, but get back to your point. Can Baker lead us without Odell? Absolutely. No problem with that whatsoever.
All right. BJ.
See, this question is kind of weird, but I'm kind of siding with Big C on this. He hit all the points. The answer is yes, as long as he's protected. And that's the problem and this is always the problem I have with Baker. At some point in time, he may not be protected. What do I mean by protected? Protected means as long as we're running the ball well, as long as we're scheming our wide receivers open based on Stefanski's play call. Like you said, I only count 1 touchdown for Baker. That last one was an empty calorie touchdown at the end of the game. Game was over. He had really 1 touchdown, but all right, on the stat sheet, it's going to say 2. But let's be honest, that was kind of like rubbing it in at the end. Once we got I think we were close to getting the first down or whatever. We probably could have ate up the clock or whatever. But the point of the matter is, his numbers were pedestrian. His numbers were okay. I don't want to even say pedestrian. They were okay, but they were Baker numbers. Baker's great when we can run the ball, when Stefanski's calling screen plays and he's scheming our wide receivers open. And yes, he plays a little bit better when he can just find the open receiver. But that's Baker. That's the type of game he's gonna. That's the type of system he's gonna be successful in. That ain't what I'm looking for from my quarterback. I'm sorry. I need my quarterback to be the reason sometimes we win the game, and not necessarily just to be a game manager. I need him to put this team on his shoulders because we're going to need that. We might need it this Sunday if Chubb can't go. I know we're going to get to that a little bit later. But if Chubb can't go, it's got to come on Baker, and Baker's going to have to throw us to a victory. And so from that standpoint, yes, as long as we have the right surrounding things, Baker, the run game, the O-line, the play calling, yes, he can lead us without OBJ. But I still want to see him lead us on his own arm. When the running game's not working, Baker, can you lead us then? The jury's still out.
Great argument. Great points. All right, so before I get into answering the question, let me just throw a few stats from the game. So For everybody doesn't know. So Denzel Ward picked off Joe Burrow, for the 99-yard interception return touchdown. They were teammates at Ohio State.
Yes.
Let's see what else here. The Browns were the first team since 1967 to have a 60-plus rush, 60-plus reception, and a 60-plus interception touchdown in the same game. Also, after this win, Baker Mayfield in the month of November, he is 10-3 with a 66 completion percentage with 23 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. All right, now let me get to my answer.
Thanks for that fluff.
Yeah, I got to get the statistics out there. But can Baker lead us without OBJ? Like you said, Big C, that's no problem. We've seen it. We saw it last year when they went 8-3 on that run to close out the year. I mean, this is a small sample, but in this game, you just saw the offense flow smoothly. So that's no issue. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to take this to something else. I don't even want to answer that question, even though I came up with the question.
I want to. How do you not answer your own question?
I said yes, no problem. But I don't want to expound on it.
So I
want to go to this. Kevin Stefanski. I've been hearing a lot of chirping, a lot of noise, a lot of BS that, oh man, this man's play calling is trash. He may be even on the hot seat. Somebody said that last week.
I ain't backing away from it.
Oh, I know. Kevin Stefanski this. Since the Browns have returned in 1999, and y'all can attest to this, since we've had any signs of drama in our building, whether it's on or off the field, the Browns crumble. Oh, they crumble. They just go back into their shell, and guess what they saying we are again? The same old Browns. The same old Browns. Oh, guess what? Unbeknownst to anybody that's watching this, the Browns had drama this week. They had distraction. They had something take away from them focusing squarely on their opponent off the field. And it was Odell Beckham and his father posting a clip of Baker Mayfield missing him on this pass and just making it look like Baker Mayfield was ignoring the man. But guess what? Guess what happened? This past Sunday, something happened. The Browns not only won on the road, but they blew out their opponent on the road. That also, by the way, blew out Baltimore on the road. Man, Kevin Stefanski had the troops ready. He had the troops ready. All the distractions off the field. We actually showed this week that we may have organizational structure for change. It's crazy. But nobody wants to give Kevin Stefanski credit for having the troops ready through all the BS that was going on this week, with all the drama that was going on this week. I know y'all want to put your hands down, fall asleep like Stephen A. Smith, do all that, but it's the facts. It's the facts. Nobody wants to give the man credit. They ready to say he's on the hot seat or his play calling is trash, but you got to get a man credit. Like you said last week, the buck stops with the coach. And the coach this week had his team ready to play even with the circumstances.
Listen, mine's going to be real quick. and then I'll give B the mic, man, because
Yes.
I appreciate your monologue. And as B clap, I clap inside. I get it. However, when I said his play calling stinks, which I did say, situational football. That's what I was talking about. Run the ball when you should run. We got the best offensive line in the league. And let me say, as you were throwing out stats, I apologize. We got the second best offensive line in the league. Just run the ball when you should run the ball. It's just simple as that. Put a hat on a hat. I trust my offense of line better than I trust your defense. Let's go. Mano a mano.
Absolutely.
It's just that simple. So it's nothing about his play calling. I call it situational football. Don't get Stefanski has a problem of getting too cute, running these exotic plays, this, that, and the other. Don't do that, man. We got a phenomenal offensive running game. Run the ball. Number two. Hey, you said something. I just forgot it that quick. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. I forgot. I thought I had wrote it down, but apparently I didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
But the situational football. Just to go with the situational football. But B, go ahead. You can take it.
Okay. So first of all, you're correct.
Wait, hold on, BJ. Hold on, I'm sorry. That wasn't just about you and BJ, by the way. It's others. But go ahead, BJ.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. But it's just us three on here. So
right.
I'm just
Don't get me wrong. I hear what you're saying, but you can't take one game and say he's turned it around. You can't take one game. Yes, they were ready. Yes, they came out the box.
That's not what I said.
No. I got it. No, you said he deserves some credit. And I'm like, he might deserve credit for this game. But that's
exactly what I said. I didn't say the season.
Off the hot seat. That doesn't mean he hasn't had bad play calling, bad situational play calls, like Big C would say. It doesn't take away from the fact we're still the most penalized team in the league. We had some dumb penalties again in that game. He still was
10-84.
I mean, you can say he did some things well. He got us prepared. But that first drive, the first two drives, 20 plays, we were on the field on defense. Yes, Denzel Ward saved us. Yes, and that was a great play by him to take it to the house. However, we were still on the field 20 freaking plays. And
how many points did they give up in those 20 plays?
That's not the point. That's not the point, dude.
Whoa. Okay.
Hold on. I am saying to you, our defense came through, yes, in the end. But that's because of Joe Burrow threw the damn pass behind him. Let's be honest. And he threw the damn pass behind the wide receiver. He throws it out more and probably it's a touchdown. So, yes, you get credit for this game. Yes. But that doesn't take away the fact that we're 1-4 against 1-3 against potential playoff teams. He still has to take the blame for that, for not having our team ready against the likes of the Chargers, not having our team ready against Pittsburgh, not having our team ready against who else did we lose to?
Kansas City.
All right, yeah, we had a lead in Kansas City and we blew the lead, but and I'm not going to even say we weren't ready that game. We just lost.
I'm about to say
but we were not ready to play and score points against those other three teams. No, he is still on the hot seat. Give him his credit for this one game. Let me see it consistently for the rest of the season.
So, Ilya, I just remember my other point, and then it's going to be real quick. When you were talking about under normal circumstances, when the Browns have distractions, they will fold and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And you said he had the team ready to play. So the distraction was OBJ. And we know that when OBJ is on the field with Baker doesn't perform as well. So that distraction was OBJ. You remove OBJ off of the field, Baker plays well anyway. So he was going to play. Just looking at the numbers, he was going to play well without OBJ on the field anyway. So the distraction in that regard was basically it was a benefit to Baker because Baker plays well when OBJ is not on the field. So yeah,
right. I agree. Okay. All right, let's move on, guys. Before we get to the next topic, I just want to throw out, since we're on the Browns, I want to give Andrew Berry credit because according to Pro Football Focus, Wyatt Teller and Joe Bitonio are two of the top 3 guards in the whole NFL. And Andrew Berry this week locked both of them up for the next 3 years, added to their deals. So I know we have Teller through like 2025 and maybe Bitonio through like 2026. But anyways, I think that's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
We got Dredrick Wills already. 4 years from the rookie deal. You got the interior of the line set up. That's still strong. So I want to applaud Andrew Berry on doing that because our O-line, as you stated, is either the first or second best. I think it's the best. But
I do too. I'm just going on the numbers, but yeah, right. I agree with you though. I agree.
Yeah. All right, next topic, guys. Browns versus Patriots. Before we answer the question, what's the spread?
Right now the spread is 1.5. If I'm correct, let me take a peek real quick. I forgot that quick. The Browns are getting 1.5.
The Browns are getting 1.5. All right. So we can answer about we can talk about the spread and we can go straight up. It doesn't matter. But who wins this game Sunday and why? BJ, we start with you.
Do I answer who do I want to win? Do I answer who should win? Or do I answer who will win? Yeah. I have no clue how to answer this. Okay. So all right. So bottom line is we should win this game. The Browns should win this game because it's about time for Baker Mayfield to throw us a victory. When I say throw us a victory, be the reason why we win, not just help us win. He's going to be the reason why. Why do I say that? Because we all know Bill Belichick loves to take away what you do well. He is going to try his best to take away Chubb if Chubb plays. Chubb doesn't play, that's a whole nother thing. If Chubb doesn't play, New England wins this game. Because I really don't know if Baker can do it without Chubb. But if Chubb is cleared to play, Bill Belichick is still going to take him away. And it's going to be forced. He's going to say, Baker Mayfield, beat us with your arm. He's going to dare him to throw. And the problem is Kevin Stefanski, with his play calling, is going to have to unhandcuff Baker and say, Baker, throw us to victory. That's what I'm predicting. I am predicting that Chubb is going to have a mediocre game. Baker Mayfield is going to have to throw us to a victory. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be very close because Bill Belichick's a genius. One thing that he will do that our defensive coordinator doesn't do, he's going to mix. He's going to disguise his defense. He's going to confuse the crap out of Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield's going to have to figure it out. This is going to be a test for Baker on can he read defenses? Can he make audibles? Can he make adjustments? I think he will. And we win by field goal. The Browns will win this game 23-20, and it will come down to the last minute with Baker leading us down to a drive to get us in field goal range, and we will kick a 44-yarder to win the game.
Oh, I like that. He even gave the yardage of the field goal. Right? Oh, wait, let me write this down. 44.
It's already jotted, bro. Trust.
I forgot my other part. If Joe Woods could coach defense, he should confuse the hell out of Mac Jones. But we know he won't. He runs a base defense. He rushes our front four. He did blitz last game, which I was proud of. He sent our safety on quite a few blitzes. He had 3 sacks that last game. Forget his name off the top of my head. So he at least did that differently. He's got to do the same type of thing to Mac Jones. You got to confuse him. You got to get him thinking. You got to get his feet tap dancing back there, or else he's going to eat us apart, eat us alive. Okay?
Okay.
Joe Woods got to have a good defensive game plan.
Got it. New England is 4th in the league in takeaways, and they have 14 turnovers, which is 6th most in the league. So I feel like in this game, the perfect component to going against a rookie quarterback, even though it's going to be in New England, is a man like Myles Garrett. So you guys know he leads the league in sacks and tackles for loss, 12 each. I feel like if Myles Garrett can just put pressure on him, we know he's going to get at least a sack. Like, the dude is just dominant. I feel like if he just puts pressure on Mac Jones, one of those throws would be a quick pass or an errant pass, and it'll force a turnover situation here that'll give us a short field or whatever the case. And to combat your point about Nick Chubb, even if Nick Chubb misses this game, I trust Dearness Johnson. I thought he's not Nick Chubb.
Too. He's not.
Say that again?
I thought he was in COVID protocol too.
No, it's just Chubb and Felton.
Felton, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
And yes. Kelly, but Kelly is just somebody else. But yeah.
So I trust Dearness Johnson to still get the job done because offensive line. So I believe in this game, the key for the Browns to win, they need, because New England is also 3rd in the league in scoring defense at like 18 or 19 points a game. The Browns need to be efficient in the red zone, and they need to win the turnover battle. If they do those two things, your score would be probably correct. Because I like New England's defense. I don't think they'll stop the run, but it's a lot of bend, don't break. But we just need to be efficient. We can't have 5 red zone attempts and have 1 touchdown out of 5 red zone attempts. That's a failure that's a recipe to failure. So keys to the game for me, red zone efficiency. When you get down there, actually score a touchdown and force that rookie to turn the ball over. And that starts with Myles Garrett. Browns win 27-22.
Let me be the voice of reason between these two guys. Valid points, of course. The funny thing about this game is that both teams are basically the same. It's like we're looking in the mirror. Both teams literally want to run the ball. We want to do some short to intermediate passes, and we want to control the time of possession. That's the recipe. That's literally both of our teams. So I say the keys to the game is, one, who controls the time of possession. Whoever wins time of possession, I honestly believe wins the game. 2, whoever jumps out first, because both of our teams are built the same. I don't think we're both built to come from behind. I honestly believe that whoever is leading and they can control the time of possession wins the game. And it's just crazy because both teams are literally set up the same way. Cleveland, I believe, and let me make sure I'm getting this right, we're in the top 3 of plays per drive. So that means we dominate the ball on possessions. But here's the problem, and Illy, you touched on it a little bit when you went to the red zone. I'm gonna do you one better even before we get to the red zone. We're 16th on third down conversions. That's horrible. Average, that we have to do a whole lot better. We got to stop the 3 and outs. We have too many, and it's interesting because we control the clock, but we're 16th in time of possession. That doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense because that means we're getting off on 1st and 2nd downs. Yeah. But yeah, you got to be able to control the time of possession. And whoever does that, I honestly believe wins the game. And I will say I like the Browns. I like us controlling the clock. I'm close to you, B. I'm gonna say 23-21 Cleveland. Okay. Yeah, and I just don't want it to. I pray that the game doesn't get out of hand for Cleveland early, because again, like I said, that's a recipe, man. And once that happens, and then like I said earlier, Iliyaas, it comes down to situational football. Right. If we get behind early, Stefanski is going to abandon the run, and then all hell will break loose from there. And then it also, like you said, it also depends on if we have our stable of running backs. If we don't have our stable of running backs, and I agree with you. What's the guy's name? I forget.
Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson. Yeah, I have faith in him, but I would prefer in Chubb we trust. Give me him.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
absolutely.
So but we'll see. But I'll still take Cleveland even if we don't have Chubb back there.
Okay. All right, guys. Before we get into the next topic, I want to bring up a segment that I'm going to have on every edition of our podcast, and it's called "Fumbled the Bag."
They're down at 2.
He catches the pass over the middle. Oh, he goes to Hurdle. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Russell Gage, what are you thinking, bro? Oh, I got to show it again. Oh, wait, I'm a Hurdle. Oh, my God, Russell Gage. Don't ever try that again.
You need to freeze
Don't
it,
try
right?
that again, bro.
Freeze it as
I know, right?
You said freeze it while he's in the air?
Freeze it while he's in the air.
Let me freeze it while he's in the air.
He was nowhere near close.
Right
man.
there. Oh, look at him. Oh,
look at this. Look at this. The defender isn't even going low.
Yeah, he's nowhere near, man.
Hey, Russell Gage, you are the first victim. You fumbled the bag. You got to be better than that, bro. You got to be better. So yeah, y'all, that's a little precursor. That's a prelude to what I'm gonna do. Every edition of the podcast, I'm gonna show a clip or something like that where somebody just does something terribly wrong. It's at the bottom there. It's going across the ticker, y'all. Our NBA season predictions. Woo-wee! Yeah, I know we late. I know the season already started. So it's going to be like, oh, no, they got a head start. They see some teams already. Yeah. Well, you're just going to have to take our word for it. Your Eastern Conference Finals matchup and winner. I thought about this long and hard today. I'm not going to lie to you, because I think the East is much better than what it's been in the past. I think they're really improving over there out East. But after I thought about this long and hard, I still came back to the two obvious teams, I think, once I tell y'all. My Eastern Conference Finals matchup is Brooklyn versus Milwaukee.
Okay.
So I'm choosing this because Ben Simmons in the Philly drama. I don't believe in Trae Young and him leading Atlanta to a finals appearance as the number one. Not to take anything away from him. Just as the number one. Boston, they can throw them in the trash can. That Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum duo not going to work. Let's just face it. Miami, though, that could be a dark horse right there. 2 years ago, we saw what they did in the bubble. I know it's the bubble. Everybody say it was something in the water in Orlando. But I like the dogs that Miami got on their team. I really like that roster, the way it's built. Kyle Lowry, great addition. Markieff Morris, PJ Tucker. They just got a lot of dogs. And then Tyler Hero is playing out of his mind so far. But Brooklyn, Milwaukee, I'm picking Milwaukee because I feel like Greek the Freak is just everything is going to be untapped and unlocked now. He got the monkey off his back, and I feel like this go around when he gets to the playoffs, he's gonna eat. So I think Milwaukee is a sure thing to the Eastern Conference Finals. In Brooklyn, KD, KD, it's nothing to say. Just say KD and you already understand. And I feel like James Harden will get better as the year goes on. And Patty Mills was a huge addition for them. Huge addition in Kyrie's absence. I still think even without Kyrie, they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals because I don't believe in the Atlantas, the Bostons, etc., etc. The winner, I'm going with Milwaukee. I'm going with Milwaukee because, yeah, I got them going back to the finals 2 years in a row. I believe Drew Holiday, with the way they're calling the game this year, because the big strength of Harden's game was getting to the free throw line and how he always will hold your arm and cradle your body and always draw those fouls, just frustrate the hell out of defenses. But if they stay consistent the way they calling the game this year in the NBA, I think Drew Holiday can be very effective against James Harden, which will leave KD trying to beat Milwaukee by himself, sort of kind of last year like it was. And I'm going to go with Milwaukee's team over Brooklyn's team because I don't think Harden will be as effective as they will need him to be without Kyrie. Now, if Kyrie come back, all bets are off. I just want to throw that out there. But we're talking about as presently constructed.
As presently constructed, okay.
Well, B, let me jump in because mine's gonna, I'm gonna pretty much echo what Iliyaas just said, but I'll go in the reverse. If Kyrie comes back, all bets are off. So I'll start with that. Yeah, I'll start with that first and foremost. But I do like the matchup with Miami and the Bucks, man. It's Miami right now is they're just that team you don't want to see in a 7-game series or a 5-game series. You just don't want to see it. Are they the most talented team? Not at all. Do they have the most stars on the team? Not at all. But do they just bring their lunch pail every game and just go at it? Absolutely. And, that's one thing, man. Heart is something that you can't coach. Either you got it or you don't. Butler has given them dudes a shot of adrenaline, man, like no other. And yeah, I'm riding Miami. I would love to say Brooklyn, man, and without Kyrie right now, I just don't see it happening. Philly and Embiid and Ben and all the drama there, I don't see it. And I hate to say it, but I guess I'm gonna have to say it. I guess the other team would be Milwaukee by default.
Dang,
I hate to say it like that. Hey, listen, I hate to say it, and don't get me wrong, I love Milwaukee. However, I'm telling you, man, it's hard to repeat for one, and I don't want to be a homer, but I love my Cavs. My Cavs. Hey, listen. You heard it here first.
Oh, hell no. What?
Listen, you heard it here first.
Wait. Say it. Wait. Don't do any Cavs. That's a question. Don't save it.
I was about to say.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave my big surprise for later. However,
thank you.
I'm taking the Bucks I'm taking the Bucks on default, but I'm taking them to meet Miami. And yes, outside of the bubble, Miami goes back.
All right, BJ, go ahead.
All right.
Here's the caveat: if they stay healthy, and I guess that's applicable to any team.
That's applicable for all of them.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are all, not nothing bad with what you said per se. You're saying what was your two? It was Miami and
the Bucks.
The Bucks. All right. So first of all, if you guys don't, for the audience out there, I live in the suburb of Philly, so I gotta rock with The Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers will make the Eastern Conference Finals. You heard it from me first. I'm going to tell you why. This team is going to rally around not having Ben Simmons. And they're going to trade.
You're trying to get
Everybody knows
season
they're gonna trade
tickets.
Ben Simmons. They're going to trade Ben Simmons, and they're going to get something back. But even without that, the team is deeper. The team plays better without him. The team, I like Maxey. I like, oh my gosh, what's the other point guard? I can't think of it right now. I like Tobias Harris. I
Seth
like
Curry.
Embiid. Okay. I like Seth Curry. Yes, this team is going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. You heard it here first. And who will they go up against? They're going to go up against the Brooklyn Nets. Come on, guys. You guys know good and well I got to break down. Y'all know I got to do it. My Max Kellerman 5-star system. For those of you who shout out to Max Kellerman for coming up with the 5-star system, the 5-star system is you're a 5-star player if you are on an MVP level. You're a 4-star player if you're an all-star. You're a 3-star player if you are a starter. You're a 2-star player if you come off the bench and get some time. And 1-star players are all those players you see in the box score that says DNP, coach's decision. They're rotational players. They go in and out the D League. We don't know if they're who the 12th or the 11th man are on most teams, but you see a lot of DNPs on their stat line. But the reason I say that is because who out of these teams that you mentioned, Miami Heat has no 5-star player. Yes, their whole plays much more than the sum of their parts. I get that. But when it comes down to it, you need a 5-star player. And yes, I am moving Embiid to the 5-star status. Embiid is a 4.8 5-star. He was in the MVP conversation last year with him and was it
Jokic?
Okay.
Yes.
He's at that 4.8 status. I think the Bucks regress because one of their 4-star players is going to regress to the mean, and that's Chris Middleton. The only reason they have a ring today because Chris Middleton went from a 3-star player to a 4-star player during the playoffs, and he balled. I think he regresses to the mean. He gets what they call a NBA championship hangover. They get eliminated before the Eastern Conference Finals. It'll be Brooklyn, who already has a 5-star player, 2 5-star players, mind you, even without Kyrie and Kevin Durant and Harden. They will make it to the finals. Sorry, Sixers. You know you're my second team besides the Cavaliers. However, you can't beat 2 5-star players. The Brooklyn Nets go to the finals. Simple.
Okay.
You guys are right, but you guys are just wrong.
Before we respond to your asinine take, Big C, you didn't give me a winner for that Miami-Milwaukee. Who would be getting to the finals?
Oh no, I did. I said Miami.
Oh, Miami. You got Miami going to the finals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going
BJ,
back.
did you give a winner between Brooklyn and Philly?
Yes, Brooklyn.
Okay.
And that's with or without Kyrie. Obviously, everybody says with Kyrie they win it. Even without Kyrie, they still beat the Sixers. If they get Kyrie, they might sweep the Sixers. Embiid might get you one.
Well,
but they might sweep.
That's a horrible take because Philly won't be there. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the West. Let's go to the other side of the bracket. And Big C, I'll let you start with this. Your Western Conference Finals matchup and winner. Shoot.
Here we go. And my take is going to be unpopular.
Okay.
I already know, but it is what it is. Well, this what I'm about to say. Well, Utah. I got Utah going. That's gonna be one of my teams.
Okay.
From top to bottom, honestly, I think they're probably the most talented team in the league if they stay healthy. And again, everything is predicated on health.
Right.
If everybody stays healthy in Utah, top to bottom, best roster in the league. Now, I don't need to talk about. I don't need to talk a lot about that. Okay. The other team I'm going to take, and I'm gonna take the old dudes before they go to the glue factory. I'm gonna take LA.
Which LA?
Oh, I said the old dudes before they go to the glue factory.
I knew you were talking about the Lakers.
And I don't want to bring up Kellerman, but B, you did such a beautiful rendition of Kellerman with the 5-star and the 4 and the 3 and all this. If that is the case, then the Lakers just win on fucking, excuse my English, roster alone. Literally. However, I think what they're going to do out in LA, well, with the Lakers, they're going to definitely manage. They're going to load manage to keep these dudes healthy, man. Because I honestly believe if anyone goes over, LeBron definitely is not going to play more than 60 games. AD at 55. Russell Westbrook may be the saving grace that get him through when the other two big guys are down. And the Lakers, outside of Cleveland, I got to keep throwing Cleveland in there because I'm a homer, have tremendous length in their front court. So that alone, with the Kellerman explanation that Brian just gave you guys, yeah, I'm going to take the Lakers to meet up with the Jazz. And, of course, by the time they meet up, they're going to be banged the hell up. So I'm going with the Jazz.
You know what's frustrating about your take?
Well, I don't know. It shouldn't be frustrating.
I'm not going to even try to show it. That's my Western Conference Finals matchup. That's what's frustrating about it.
Wow.
The same exact two teams.
Great minds think alike.
Lakers, Utah. I was just going to say I got Utah finally getting over the hump. I think Donovan Mitchell takes a minor step to that superstardom realm, and they get over the hump. And I know LeBron is down and out right now, and early right now today, people are like, oh man, LeBron ain't gonna be healthy. Anthony Davis can't never stay healthy. But I'm going to ride on LeBron never misses the playoffs. So that's what I'm gonna go on. I'm still going to say he'll be ready for the playoffs because of load management. It's time for him to load manage. This is the year to do it, and he's doing it right now.
Literally.
Russell Westbrook can play 75 to 82 games. And the Lakers still got Horton Tucker, Kendrick Nunn. They still got guys coming back. So, and they don't need the 1 seed. Let's just be honest. And Utah's going to get the 1 seed, I think. So let me go over the other teams a little bit. Phoenix, I think that was fluke last year. I hate to use that word, but I just think it was. Devin Booker, he showed growth. Don't get me wrong. He has. Chris Paul, he put a dagger in the Clippers last year in the Western Conference Finals. But let's be honest, you two. If Anthony Davis don't go out in Game 3 of the first round, Phoenix don't get out the first round.
You're correct.
They don't.
We agree.
They don't. So, with that being said, and the Clippers, the reason why I haven't considered the Clippers is because Kawhi. He's a wild card. I don't know if he's going to come back this year. I don't know what he's going to do. And I don't think a Paul George-led team is getting to the finals or the Western Conference Finals. I don't believe that the Clippers can get back there with just Paul George leading the troops. Who else? Denver, Jamal Murray being hurt and him coming back, that causes me concern. That's why I'm eliminating them. Portland, throw them in the trash can. It ain't gonna work. Damian Lillard, you gonna be stubborn. You gonna stay with them. You said it in your rap. Me not wanting to join a super team is gonna be my Achilles heel. Portland's going nowhere. Memphis up and coming. They still not ready. So I'm going with the Lakers in Utah. My winner, I'm going with the Lakers.
Ah.
I'm going with the Lakers to get to the finals to face Milwaukee. And I'll pass it to you, BJ.
Well, it was about to be 3 for 3. But since this is a show where we're supposed to argue about this, I got to take some recency bias. No, my original pick before the season, I agree with all y'all. Utah gets over the hump. They get to the finals. But then there's a team that you forgot, nephew. They're 9-1 right now.
I did forget to bring them up.
I think I may have to switch my pick.
Don't be like Stephen A. Smith, please. Don't do this. Don't do this. Golden State are not going to the finals.
Cream rises to the top, man. Cream rises to the top.
You know why Golden State 9-1? They haven't played anybody.
It's still November, man. It's still November.
I get it. Now listen, I'm going to stick
but I
with
hear
you guys as well. Here's my problem with Utah. I didn't expect Golden State to be this good, and unfortunately, if they meet, I'm going to have to get the edge to Golden State because they have a better version of Donovan Mitchell, and his name is Steph Curry. So I just can't see if they meet. I think they eliminate Utah, and once again, Donovan Mitchell will have to wait. Donovan Mitchell needs help. That team needs help, but I think, like you guys say, they need that one more player to step up and be that 4-star player. That guy that is going to say, all right, if Donovan is struggling, I got this. Put the team on my shoulder. And that's why I'm kind of nervous. And I was going to have them in their finals until this damn Steph Curry is playing at the MVP level right now. So, yes.
He was playing at MVP level last year.
What'd you say?
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
No, I was saying Steph was playing at an MVP level last year.
He actually was, even though he'd have never won it because their team was so low. So the Lakers worry me because of their, like you were saying with the 5-star system, they got Anthony Davis, they got 2 5s and a 4 with their team, but they got a bunch of older players. They got a bunch of players that their defense is not playing as well. But I just can't see a team with Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and LeBron James not making it to the finals. I just can't see it. That would be the most disappointing thing in LeBron's career if he can't get that team to the Western Conference final. Now, like you guys said, caveat injuries. I think, unfortunately, we're starting to see the beginning of the end for LeBron as far as these injuries are piling up more and more. And this is how Kobe's career kind of ended. If y'all remember, Kobe,
I do.
He had a shoulder, fingers, eventually tore his Achilles. And he was just his last few years were just, he could still give it to you on certain nights, but consistently he was awful. And I don't want to see LeBron go through this. But I like you're saying, now he's out with an abdominal strain. His ankle still causes him problems because I think he had to rest earlier in the year with an ankle issue. And so this is the last hurrah. And like you all said,
it is for sure.
They're going to do the 60 games throughout the year. I think they'll be ready by the playoffs. My Western Conference final will be like we're going to go around and all agree. It's going to be the Lakers, Utah, and the Lakers are going to the finals. But Golden State, only because I'm seeing it right now.
Oh my God!
When we do this podcast in 3 months, I'm changing my position to Golden State.
Yeah, literally, man.
All right.
We still got 60 games, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, Stephen B.J. Smith.
No, right?
All right. Big C, did you give the winner for Utah Lakers?
Oh, I'm taking Utah.
Utah?
I'm
Okay.
taking Utah. Yeah, I mean,
All right.
literally in any sport, we're talking a war of attrition. And the
Okay, yeah, you're
Lakers,
right.
the
So-
Lakers are going to be beat up, man. So yeah, I'm going with Utah.
All right.
To make
So
the
just
finals.
a recap for the listeners and the viewers. I myself, I have Milwaukee versus the Lakers in the finals. Cordell has Miami versus Utah in the finals.
Goal prediction.
And Brian has Brooklyn versus the Lakers in the finals. So
The matchup.
my winner is I'm going with Milwaukee to beat the Lakers in the finals.
What?
And I'm going with Milwaukee because not because I don't think LeBron and AD will come through or lack thereof. I just think Russell Westbrook is going to fumble the bag. You see what I did there? So I don't have much to really get into. I think Greek Freak and AD are probably. I'm not going to even say cancel each other out because AD's been inconsistent the last year and a half. I'm not going to say cancel each other out. I think Greek the Freak will edge him out slightly. LeBron will edge Middleton out slightly. And then I think Drew Holiday will outperform Russell Westbrook. That's why I'm going with Milwaukee. I'm really big on Drew Holiday. I'm not saying he's an all-star or anything, but I like his defense. And I think he can outperform Russell Westbrook in the biggest moments.
Okay.
So, Big C, let's go to you. Miami, Utah. Who's your winner?
Yep. So again, I think Utah probably from top to bottom has the best roster, and of course, I got to go with Utah. Then don't get me wrong. I think if this matchup actually comes to fruition, it'll be a phenomenal 6-game series. I will definitely take Utah in 6. But Miami, man, it's something about them. They just come to play every game. So, but again, top to bottom, Utah to me got the best roster. And living on the West Coast, unfortunately, we watch a lot of West Coast basketball.
All right, BJ. Brooklyn, LA Lakers.
For this will be the creme de la creme of LeBron's career. He is going to be the best player on the planet. But it won't be because of LeBron. It's going to be because of the guy you said will fumble the bag. I think Russell Westbrook will be the key to them winning the championship. Russell Westbrook is going to average 30 during the finals. Don't ask me why. It's just going to be one of them Chris Middleton things where he just, I don't know why Chris Middleton stepped up and averaged 30, but he did last year for Milwaukee, and he was a huge difference maker. I'm going to say Russell Westbrook finds his way on that team, and he will lead the team in scoring, and therefore win the MVP, and therefore get that monkey off his back. We will all applaud him. He will move into the top 75 if he wasn't already in the top 75. And he
another bold prediction, folks.
MVP. LeBron will probably dip to about 24 a game. AD will probably be around that 21, but he'll have about 12, 13 rebounds a game. They'll win the chip over Brooklyn Lakers. LeBron gets his 5th ring and solidifies himself as the greatest basketball player to ever live.
Okay. Wait, time out. This will be real quick. And I'm the one that's drinking. So I'm like, wait a minute here. Wait.
You got to promote what you're drinking before you go.
I can't say that. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that down.
All right, go back to
Might
your
have
point.
some kids watching, man. Might be some kids watching. But B, here's the thing, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Look, I will say this: Westbrook will average 30 if LeBron and AD's not playing. You're absolutely right. Which means if them two are not playing, they won't beat Brooklyn. So yeah, I don't know where you're going with this. I don't know where
That's
you're
a
going.
great point.
Yeah.
But we got to move on. So we'll get back to that later. Eno Benjamin. Drake Kirkpatrick. Oh, whoa. What were you doing? Oh, my goodness. Eno Benjamin carries. Drake Kirkpatrick goes low. Oh, my God.
Hey.
Oh, man. Hold on. Wait a second. Oh, man. Eno Benjamin. Drake Kirkpatrick. I got him, coach. And Drake Kirkpatrick, you are the next victim on Fumbled the Bag.
Yeah, you got to make that tackle, dude.
Hey, these kids got to learn how to tackle, man. They got to learn how to tackle.
You got to learn how to tackle, man. I mean, Drake Kirkpatrick.
No tackling.
How long you been in the league? Like
no tackling. He
don't
want. Listen, as everybody said, you got to make a business decision. He made his.
He made it. All right.
He made his.
Man. All right, and before I still got a couple more. You know what? I got an interesting stat. If I told you outside of quarterbacks right now in the NFL, who's leading the league in touchdowns, who would you guys say?
Oh, it's easy. What do you mean outside of quarterbacks?
Wait, say that again?
No, you said outside of quarterbacks? Okay, were you saying throwing touchdowns or just?
Yes, outside of quarterbacks.
Throwing touchdowns?
No. Who's leading? No. Who's leading the league and who's leading the league in touchdowns outside of quarterbacks?
So you're saying catching touchdowns?
No, just touchdowns in general.
Just touchdowns in general.
Oh,
well, how can the quarterback lead? Okay, well, nonetheless, it's the tight end all day, but I don't understand the question.
Okay, so running the ball, running touchdowns, or receiving touchdowns?
I'm going Derrick Henry.
Are you saying Henry? Oh, I thought you were saying a position.
No. I'm saying outside of quarterback.
Oh, how many? Okay. Hold up. Well, let me think about that for a minute, because it's not Derrick Henry.
Nope.
It's Nick Chubb.
No. And guess who it is, guys?
It's a tight end.
It's James Conner, Arizona Cardinals running back.
What?
Really?
Dead serious.
Wow.
James Conner from Pittsburgh?
Wow.
He used to play with Pittsburgh. He's with Arizona right now.
I know.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right. But here's the thing. So where is Harris at on the list? That would be an interesting stat.
Where's who?
Comparison. Huh?
Where's who?
Najee Harris.
Oh, that's a good question. I can look that up and get that to you before we roll out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would just be interesting. Yeah, it would be interesting.
All right. So also, Stefan Gilmore, former Patriot that got traded from the Patriots to the Panthers. Guess what he did this past Sunday?
Caught it. Interception, touchdown, return.
The Panthers played the Patriots this week, and he got an interception on his former team that just traded him.
Took it to the house?
No, he didn't take it to the house.
Yeah.
Now I got another interesting stat for you. Buffalo played Jacksonville.
Well, we know this one about the Allen.
You know this one
about the Allen, about the Josh Allen.
Allen and Josh Allen.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Not only was Josh Allen
the best Allen.
Exactly. So not only was he the first, defensive end or outside linebacker to sack the player with the same name, but he had an interception and a fumble recovery off Josh Allen.
Exactly.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best Josh Allen on the field. And I hate to say this, but I'm let me
the next.
Hold on. Let me just say this real quick because I'm watching it as we're having this conversation. Miami is up 108-107 on the Lakers. A minute and 38
I got it on too. I'm watching it too.
Yeah. It's up here.
It's definitely a close game.
Yeah.
So baseball announced their gold gloves last week. The St. Louis Cardinals made history, y'all.
6.
5.
There's a 5. Okay.
5 on the same team.
Wow.
Damn near the whole infield.
Yeah, I was about to say somebody got robbed. I think it should have been 6.
Man, it was the third baseman, the second baseman, the first baseman, 2 outfielders.
Wow.
Yeah.
St. Louis Cardinals made history.
How about
All right, the second edition just came out last night, Tuesday night, and we had some movement.
Yep.
I won't announce the movement. I'll just let you guys expound upon that, and I'll have a rebuttal. Big C, I'm going to let you start with that. What you feel about this edition of the college football playoff rankings?
A bunch of horse, you know what? I got a major problem with it for one. I mean, listen, man, off the rip, Cincinnati has been hosed. And what's and this is the sad reality. What's about to happen? And this is another bold prediction. And it's literally the football gods, the college football gods looking out for Cincinnati. And I don't know when and I don't know how, but it will happen and you can book it. Georgia is 1. Alabama, to me, is a living a farce, but they're number 2. We have Oregon at 3 and Ohio State at 4. Then we have the darling. We got the cutie at the prom, Cincinnati, who came with no date, but they at the prom. Here's the problem, and this is what's about to happen, and I keep telling everybody, the college guys is about to kick in. Michigan State loses. They drop out the top 4. Hey, the girl that came with nobody, she moves up 1. Yeah. Unfortunately, and I don't know when, and Oregon's schedule is really not that tough. However, once you get into conference play, those games are just you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen in those games.
Wait.
And I honestly believe Oregon will drop another one. What's going to happen? Ohio State and Cincinnati will move up. Hey, that little ugly girl that came to the prom, she's everybody looking at her totally different now. Like, hey, okay, she looks a little better. However, Cincinnati's strength of schedule is horrible. And it's going to come down to the style points. And I know this is an Ohio podcast, and I love my Buckeyes. I really do. So if y'all don't want to hear this and you're an Ohio fan, mute it, turn it off, come back, or do something. Ohio State will lose another game.
Correct.
And it's unfortunate, but they will lose another game. Our defense is suspect.
Who they gonna lose to?
Listen. Well, I couldn't tell you who they're gonna lose to. They will lose another game.
Okay.
The point is that our defense is suspect at best, man. And our quarterback, while the numbers look great, I'm telling you, he's not the guy. He's just not. So that being said, Cincinnati's gonna move up again, and then the committee is going to have to put their big boy draws on and figure it out because Cincinnati will make the. Ooh, I'm about to cuss again. Will make the champion. They will be playing in the top 4. They will be in the top 4 when it's all said and done. However, I do want to bring up the fact that Michigan State dropped to where we at?
7.
They dropped to 7 in front of who?
Michigan.
No,
in
behind
front of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
In front of Oklahoma. My bad. Michigan is
And
6.
I've been watching Oklahoma all year. Oklahoma has been winning by the skin of their teeth. It seems like every week they've been winning by the skin of their teeth. But a 9-0 Oklahoma team has to be better than an 8-1 Michigan State team. You move Michigan State down one more. You have to. I don't understand how are they holding that position. You don't do that. Oklahoma should have been at least 7, and technically they should be 6. Michigan is living a lie. So you bump Oklahoma up to 6, move Michigan to 7, move Michigan State. No, you move Michigan State to 7 and move Michigan down to 8. I'm telling you, these guys are doing it. The committee is just out here just picking the teams that they like. They're not taking anything into consideration in my eye.
Thank you.
They're not taking.
That's my issue.
They're not taking into.
Go ahead, BJ.
No, they're not taking into consideration head to head. There is no reason on earth. I'm gonna get to Cincinnati in a minute. There is no reason on earth why you have Michigan ahead of Michigan State, and Michigan State head to head.
That's what I was going to say. They act like that didn't happen
in September. It happened 2 weeks ago.
I agree.
How do you say in your good conscious mind that Michigan State is still better than, Michigan is better than Michigan State, and they lost to them? There's just no way. Michigan State should be ranked 6. I think you're correct about Oklahoma. Oklahoma, because they're undefeated, they're a Big 12 team. They're probably, if they run the table and win their championship, they're probably going to sneak in over Cincinnati. Here's the problem that I have, and I agree with you. Ohio State has to play Michigan State. So all this talk about Michigan State and where they should be ranked, it doesn't matter. Ohio State will lose to Michigan State, which will mean Michigan State moves up. Ohio State will then beat Michigan. So you'll have a 2-loss Michigan team. They'll be out of the picture. You'll have a 2-loss Ohio State team. They'll be out of the picture. Michigan State at that point will go on to win the Big Ten championship, and they will be back in, now claiming the throne and bumping up to Cincinnati, saying we need to be in that 4th spot. Once Ohio State loses to Michigan State, Cincinnati at the number 5 will move up to number 4, and they will hang on for dear life and pray and hope the committee decides that a 1-loss Michigan State Big Ten champion is not worthy to be in the number 4 spot over a Cincinnati. That's what's going to happen.
So hold on, Iliyaas. So B, in my rendition of that story, I also have Oregon losing.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said I don't know who they're playing, but once you get into those conference games, those games get a little dicey.
Correct.
So I don't think Oregon is going to hold on to that position as well. But let me throw this little nugget out here, because this is going to be the wrinkle, and this is going to be the caveat, and this is what's going to turn all this. It was going to turn the committee on its head. They're going to have to make a true decision, and you're going to hear a lot of people, and you will hear me screaming from the rooftops as this happens. Georgia and Alabama are going to meet in the SEC tournament, and if Georgia beats Alabama, and you telling me a 2-loss Alabama team gets into this championship, I will stop watching college football. I will stop watching it.
Well,
so I don't have to talk. Y'all have said everything I was going to say, honestly. Like, seriously. The Alabama point, you can just echo that across the nation. Thank God you said that. We got to talk about this Alabama bias, this SEC bias. Jesus
it's SEC bias all day, man. And
it's ridiculous.
Get it.
And then like y'all said, how is Michigan over Michigan State?
It's
They
just
act like the game happened week 1.
It just happened. And you
like,
got them above. No, you gotta put Michigan State.
Hey, if you're using that method, then why isn't Ohio State over Oregon? If you're using that method,
right?
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. But so let me throw this out here, and I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but it just is what it is. The officials came out and said they missed the call in the Michigan State game, which would have gave a touchdown to Michigan. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but hey, it's crazier things have been done. So I have no idea. Yeah. But that is the banter out here that the officials missed the call in that game.
The SEC can do no wrong. Alabama could lose by 1 point to a high school. I mean, a win by 1 point to a high school team, and they might move them up to number 1. I mean, that's just how backwards. I mean, that's just how much in love with Alabama they are. And we're like, oh yeah, they barely beat a high school team, and now we're gonna move them up to number 1. That's just
like y'all said, it's the SEC bias, and and don't get me wrong, because they all do beat up on bad teams. But like Alabama is playing like who? Southeast Louisiana or Louisiana State this week or something. I mean, it's basically a bye week. It's a bye week. And I'm like, come on, man, schedule somebody. And don't get me wrong, Ohio State got Purdue, but damn, it's at least in the conference.
Exactly.
If we beat Purdue, that's a good win.
Absolutely.
They knocked off the number 2.
Now, if Ohio State can beat Purdue, Michigan State, and Michigan, we might deserve to be number 1 in the country.
No, but here's the sad thing, and this is so let's just say Ohio State comes out, runs the table, beats Purdue, beats Michigan State, beats Michigan, but losing the Big Ten championship.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you got a 2-loss team. Now you got a 2-loss. Do they go? Do they deserve to go?
That's true. That's a good point. All right, so I got some more stats. Lamar Jackson passed Michael Vick for most 100 rushing yard games, including the playoffs in NFL history. Shouts out to Lamar.
Oh, that is
celebrity boxing is taking over, y'all. Did y'all hear about the undercard with Jake Paul and Tommy something?
Yeah.
Gore, on the name. Darren Williams, former NBA All-Star, Utah Jazz, Brooklyn Nets, Cavs, versus Frank Gore. Like, oh man, this celebrity boxing is getting out of hand.
It's all about that money.
Man, they killing the sport.
But these dudes don't need it, man. Here was a good take that I heard on PTI. Damn, I forget who said it, and they made a good point, and I had to chuckle at it. They said that Darren Williams is 6'3", and Frank Gore is 5'9". And they said that Frank Gore has been, they said Frank Gore would actually practice or work out boxing with professional boxers. He's been doing that for some years. And then that Darren Williams owns a MMA studio. So they say that he's into boxing and martial arts and all this and all that.
Okay.
But then this was the funny thing. They said the catch weight for this fight is at 215. And was it Kornheiser? I think it was Kornheiser. Kornheiser was like, the last dude that I know that came into a ring at 5'9", 215 was Mike Tyson. He wins. Gore wins.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know who has the better boxing skills, but
you got to go with Darren Williams on this one.
You got to think the taller. I can keep you off. I'm gonna lean on you, or they gotta both be at near the same weight.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. The catch weight is at 215, man. I mean, shit, Frank Gore gonna probably have to drop 20 to catch the weight. Darren Williams gonna probably have to drop 10, give or take 15 to catch the weight. So yeah.
And I'm sure y'all saw this game.
Marsh, unbelievable.
Yeah. I couldn't
y'all
watch
saw
it.
it live. Look at
What
this.
happened?
Look at this. Guess what happened right there,
But
folks?
didn't they throw a flag? Didn't they throw a flag?
Yes. Let's look at it again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Look at this,
Yeah.
y'all. He's not talking. He's just walking. Look at this. In the middle of the field. Guess what happens? The refs call taunting. Now, mind you, this was fourth down after he got this sack. So the Bears were about to get the ball. And they called taunting right there. So I just want to say all the NFL referees have fumbled the bag with this new taunting rule that's in effect. Like, come on,
looking
man.
at the
Like,
other
really?
bench, is that why they called it?
I don't know
I'm
why they
guessing.
called it.
Yeah. He was staring down
in
the other
the middle
bench.
of the field. He didn't talk. He was just he's in the middle of the field. He didn't walk over to their bench. He didn't walk in anybody's face. He's in the middle of the field, strutting after he got a sack. Come on. What you want to now? What do we have to all act like robots and just walk back to the sideline after we make a play?
Yep.
Jesus Christ! The
That is
referees have fumbled the bag.
Yes, refs. Come on, you can't call that in that situation. That's stupid.
Exactly in that big pressure moment, fourth quarter.
He wasn't in the player's face. He was he was probably facing the other team's sideline. But come on, you can't do a little stare.
Come on,
really?
This is getting out of hand.
So let me ask this question because I really don't know. So it might not be the officials fumbling the bag, but who came up with this? Because I'm quite sure it had to be something that was collective.
Yeah,
it wasn't right. The officials. It wasn't the officials that came up with it.
Boys. Yeah,
say that again.
Right. Troy Vincent, and Troy Vincent is he got some power. He has a big title and responsibility. I can't remember his title, but it's something where they affect what referees do in the future and things of that nature.
But I'm saying it was something that they came up with during the off season. They implemented during the off season. But I'm just saying, was it an owner's decision? Because not all the officials, and don't get me wrong, the officials we can say that the officials are fumbling the bag, but I would say that it's the owners. Because if the owners are the ones that came up with this, saying, hey, you guys got to start calling these particular stare downs, or you can't stand over a player, that the official, all they doing is just trying to regulate the game by what they consider now the rule.
Right.
So
if you're indeed right about the owners doing that, then you're right.
It was something. I'm quite sure the officials didn't come up with this. And don't get me wrong, they probably did.
It wasn't the official. You're right. It was. They talked.
I thought it was like at the owners' meetings. At the owners' meetings when they have owners' meetings,
they go over all these rules and they come up with
this
stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's just I get the rule, but it's the interpretation sometimes. It's like, come on.
Okay.
I heard
down at another team, but come on.
I agree. I got two more candidates, and we're gonna wrap it up. You know who else fumbled the bag, and that was the last of the clips. Kyle Shanahan.
What?
Kyle Shanahan. They played the Arizona Cardinals this weekend.
Okay.
Guess who the Arizona Cardinals were without?
Oh, name the top four. Go ahead.
DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. I'm just gonna name those two.
Yes.
Okay.
In San Francisco, Arizona beat the brakes off of them with Colt McCoy.
Hey,
Kyle Shanahan has completely fumbled the bag.
But wait, did you see that game? Did you watch any of it?
I didn't. I did. Well, I
Hey,
showed the clip earlier with Eno Benjamin.
right. But hey, but let me say this, and I am in no way whatsoever a Colt McCoy fan because I saw what he did to my Cleveland Browns. But that boy balled out.
Yeah.
He thought he was back in Texas, man. The boy balled out, man.
I thought he was washing cars somewhere.
Hey, I thought
funny.
he was too.
But I'm sorry, Kyle Shanahan. I think he's lost his touch this year specifically.
Yeah, I agree.
One more. Matt Stafford, and this is why. I'm not saying he can't make up for it. He still got some season left. Matt Stafford has fumbled the bag to me because the Rams were going on a primetime game at home against Tennessee without Derrick Henry, with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Not saying he's a bum, but he's in that stratosphere with Baker, Kirk Cousins, those guys.
Whoa, Baker's a bum?
What? Hey, Jedi mind trick. I ain't falling for it. All right.
Look, I was about to say, Iliyaas, you fumbled the bag on that. You fumbled the bag.
I almost did. But to Matt Stafford with Detroit in primetime games, his record 6-15, right? This year, he's played in 3 primetime games. He's 2-1. But those 2 wins, I'm going to go over it, and I don't really consider those. The first one was week 1 against Chicago. Andy Dalton was starting. Yeah, okay. And another one he had was a Thursday night showdown with Russell Wilson in Seattle. That's when Russell Wilson, he got hurt in the third quarter. The game was still, it was like 9-7 at that point, I believe, when Russell Wilson got hurt. I can't really give you too much credit, Stafford. Right. And then in this one, he lost to Tennessee without an MVP candidate before he got hurt, and Derrick Henry at home, and you go out and you look like the Rams not even a playoff contender. Who done it and where?
Yes. Did he?
Matt Stafford, you fumbled the bag.
Did he throw 3 picks or something?
Yeah, 2 or 3 picks.
Yeah, well, yeah. He threw them early, so they were playing catch up, man. Yeah, I think they went down like 14-3 early, and then it was just a wash after that, man.
It was a wash.
Yeah,
it was a wash.
It was bad. It was bad.
So that wraps up my edition of Fumbled the Bag. BJ, Big C, great content, great debating. I hope all the viewers, all the listeners enjoyed it. 216 on, go Browns, go Cavs, go Ohio State. Do I gotta call them the Guardians? I guess I gotta call them the Guardians.
The Guardians, the Guardians.
Go Guardians.
Go Guardians.
Shout out to Philadelphia. That's where BJ lives. Shout out to Vegas. That's where Big C lives. Shout out to Casa Grande. That's where I live in Arizona.
702.
See you next week.
That is it. We will see y'all next week. Same time.
Next week. Definitely. Deuces, speaks.
Be ready, baby. Be ready.
Absolutely.
Right.
Late.